Monica, how are you?
Hello, Jesse. So nice to be with you again.
So good to see you too. Monica, you and I have been locked up in our homes during COVID. Me in Thailand, you in Fiji. Although we've been actually very fortunate. I think one of the things I'm most fortunate about during this time is learning how to surf with you. It's a time that the world is going through so much change, and these conversations we've been able to have about surfing, about specifically quantum surfing, like you call it, has literally, I think, completely changed my world. I'm not saying this lightly. And I find myself in Canada this week. I was very fortunate. I got an opportunity to just hop on a plane and come and spend the whole summer with my parents, which is a huge blessing. And I know that you're getting ready to go to the US also too, to catch up with your friends and family. So I think now is the perfect opportunity to talk about like quantum surfing in action. Like we're both out in the water now, again, in a different world. What does that look like to you? What is quantum surfing in action?
Well, quantum surfing is, it's a school, it's a set of principles, it's a way of showing up in the world that is a very different mindset than what is typical of our cultural beliefs. And so, when we focus on quantum surfing, it's kind of a different way of being, a more joyful way of being. It's been fascinating for me now getting ready to go back to the US, to your question, because I can feel the energies of the US already, just in all of my interactions to make my flight arrangements, to handle things here at the hotel before I depart, and then lay the groundwork for landing on the other side. I've been marveling that, my pace of life is not usually so quick. And it's a bit like surfing in the chop, So I live by these principles of quantum surfing. And I have found over the last decade of doing so that they produce remarkable results. And then every once in a while you find yourself on a wave and it is choppy and you're having to kind of pull in your skills of balance more than you typically would. And so already I'm finding that to be true. And that makes me excited that I get to practice those skills even more so than what I've been doing here in Fiji for the last several months during our lockdown.
I think one of the things that surprised me the most the past couple of weeks is previously the past couple of months, it was very easy to look at the situation. It's like, man, it's been a year and a half. It seems like in certain areas, things have gotten worse. And that was a story that was playing in my head. But I remember I found this old surfing book a couple months ago. And when I turned the front page, the number one tip they can give you for surfing was where you look is where you go. And it's like when you're on the surfboard, if you're looking down, if you're looking behind you end up falling and you end up going in those areas. And I remember that, especially as all these opportunities started showing up the past couple of weeks, is that all of a sudden I'm looking towards coming home and coming to be in Canada. And now that I'm here, all I see is opportunities up in the horizons because that's where I'm looking.
Yeah, that is so very powerful, Jesse. And for me, the equivalent in quantum surfing is to have a clear intention and desire as to what it is you're creating, what it is you are building for yourself and for the impact that you're having in the world. For me, I'm sometimes building that on multiple fronts simultaneously. So I find myself kind of shifting on the board. Which direction am I looking here? Which direction am I looking here? But 100% focusing on what it is that you're creating rather than the little twists and turns that might knock you off the board in the near term. That is where the power is. And that's what keeps you balanced so that you're continually surfing towards your desired destination.